OSH, Policies and Structure. Our outline for today is OSH Policies and Safety Statement, Responsibilities of Employers and Employees, Organization Structure. What is OSH Policy Statement? First, define muna natin kung ano ba yung policy. Policy, by its definition, is a definite course or method of action in a specific topic. So in terms of safety, ano ba yung mga ginagawang action kapag mayroong mangyayaring aksidente? So this includes, we should cover health and safety, welfare and relevant environmental issues. We should provide health and safety plans with objectives for developing, maintaining, and improving health and safety management system. Third, we should establish a reliable risk assessment process. We also involve employees in preparing workplace precautions and also completing all the manual handling assessments. Basically, what is common here dito sa ating OSH policy plan, ano yung magiging action natin? It's more of nagpaplano. Nasabi dito na kailangan meron tayong risk assessment process, meron din naman tayong mga manual. At the same time, hindi lang pwede puro manual, kailangan meron din mga taong mag-execute ng plano na yon. And overall, kailangan yung main topic na kailangan, which is health and safety, welfare ng mga tao, and environmental issues, doon related dapat yung mga ginagawa na plans then i-execute ng mga officers. Speaking of that, since we also mentioned a while ago na about the employee and the employer, ano ba yung difference nila or ano-ano ba yung mga rules nila? So, as an employer, ibig sabihin, ikaw yung nasa boss side, ikaw yung nasa client side, you should establish and adopt in writing administrative policies on safety. Ibig sabihin, kung ikaw yung nandun sa leading part, dapat ikaw yung nag-initiate magsulat ng mga administrative policies sa safety. Okay? Also, you report to the enforcing authority. These are the government people. The policies adopted and the health and safety organization established. Meron din kasi tayong mga government body na nag-check if yung mga clients or mga leaders sa construction, naggagawa ba talaga sila ng policies para dun sa project. May nag-check if ever. Employers also need to do reports to the we report to the enforcing authority having jurisdiction on the health and safety program of the organization, outlining the activities undertaken, including its safety performance, health and safety committee meeting, and its recommendations and measure taken for implementation. Again, almost the same with the first one. Kasi una establish then report. Ni-report naman ulit sa enforcing authority yung mga plano na ginagawa nila. Safety programs, health and safety programs, and then yung mga safety committee meeting, nangyayari ba siya? And then last, the employer should act on recommended measures by health and safety committee by adopting the elements of the health and safety program. Siyempre, dahil employer yung nag-initiate nung health and safety program, then pinapacheck sa mga government authority or enforcing authority, kailangan, syempre, ina-act din nila well. Hindi lang syempre puro plano, hindi lang puro accordance lang sa government, sa mga enforcing authorities, yung ginagawa. Kailangan, totoong ginagawa sa site. For the employee, the role should be, you work in accordance doon sa accepted safety practices and standards established by the employer. So, confident naman tayo if mapunta tayo dun sa side ng employee, na once na yung employer mo is sumusunod dun sa mga policies, diba, na, or yung mga responsibilities niya, rest assured na okay naman yung policies and standards niya. Gagawin mo na lang. Okay? Ang hirap lang din kasi minsan, yung pagsunod dun pa tayo nahihirapan. Meron na nga tayong mga nakalagay or sinasabi na mga policies and standards for our safety. pero bakit ang hirap pa rin nating sundin? So, as the employee, we need to have that skill of being disciplined sa site. At the same time, it's for our purpose naman. 'Di ba? Buti na nga meron nag-guide sa atin. Susunod na lang tayo. Susunod na lang tayo para maging safe. Okay? The other role of the employee should be it reports unsafe conditions and practices to the supervisor by making suggestions for correct or removal of accident hazards. If ever naman, sige, sumusunod ka. But if you observe something is wrong or hazardous man yan or may risk involved sa site, you also need to report it. Hindi naman din tayo dapat sumusunod lang and then wala nang action on the other hand. Pwede, may makita tayong potential accident. Sumusunod naman ako so hindi ko nasusundin. You should be active on that as well. Should be concerned. Kasi kung ikaw nakita mo na tapos hindi ka nag-act on it, maybe other people will be harmed dahil doon. And again, as an employer and an employer, you're working together towards the same goal to finish the project safely, on time, and on budget. So, importante safe lahat. Third, serves as a member of the Health and Safety Committee. Anyone should observe safety. Kahit ikaw ay construction worker or a safety engineer or a project manager or a client, we should always encourage everyone's safety. Reminder, ba? Small act na yon. What more pa kaya yung ikaw mismo yung magpapa-implement nun? Next, cooperates actively with the Health and Safety Committee. So, involved talaga. Bukod sa sumusunod, cooperates actively. So, proactive ka dun sa mga safety protocols. Then last, assist government agencies in the conduct of health and safety inspections or other programs. Kasi nga diba minsan yung mga enforcing authority, dumadalo sila sa site and then nagpapakita yung mga employer at the same time, ina-assist din ng employee. Kasi kailangan din naman balance. Hindi lang puro employer lang yung magpapakita dun sa site. Then sabihin, safe naman po. May mga policies naman kami. An employee should also guide yung mga enforcing authority to prove na balance talaga in between employee and an employer. Next, we have here the safety organizational chart. Nalaman natin kanina kung ano ba yung mga action na ipinapanukala sa site for the health and safety standards. We also talk about the employee and the employer. Yun yung mga tao, generally. But now, we are going to dig deep kung sino ba yung mga taong nasa safety department. So, the goal of them is to protect the health and safety of employees or members of the public who may be affected by the activities of the organization. Basically, lahat ng tao na nandun is an essential part of risk management. Ang pinoprotect ng mga taong involved sa safety is the people. And yung other risk involved sa project. Risk is a general topic din naman. Hindi lang naman siya about people. Risk about the budget, risk about time, risk about handling subcontractors, everything na maaari magpa-delay sa project. Involve yon. Kaya, importante ang safety sa isang construction. So, who are the people na involved dyan? On lead sa construction side, si project manager. And then, meron siya below na site manager. Siyempre, si project manager handles all the types of work, whether it's office work or sa site work. Ganun ka-flexible si project manager. Kaya naman, kailangan niya ng someone, which is the site manager, to help him assist pag nasa site naman. And then, si site manager, he overlooks all sa construction. Kaya naman, need magtalaga ng isang safety supervisor. Siya na yung on lead. Tungo mismo sa safety na lang. Specifically for the safety side na. Okay, and then, si safety supervisor, nandun man siya sa side in terms of safety. Si site manager, mayroon din naman siya under pa na engineers, site supervisors, subcontractor, site supervisor, and then the other people below pa. But again, as I said a while ago, all the people in the construction should be aware of the safety of everyone. Hindi porket sa safety supervisor lang yung involved sa safety, siya na lang. Again, kapag ikaw yung engineer on site na nakabantay dun sa area and then something happened to the construction worker, it's your responsibility as well, aside from the safety supervisor. Whether you're the site supervisor and then something happened within your area, within your time, within your scope, diba? Lahat na yan ng mga tao from down to up, lahat na responsible for the safety or accident or risk done or happened for that person. Kaya, it is everyone's responsibility to take care of each other. Sana maintindihan natin yan. Hindi man tayo nakatalagang safety supervisor or safety personnel, we should be concerned to our people. Kasi, kung malalaman lang ninyo, aside from the time and cost na binabantayan sa project, the number one thing na binabantayan talaga is safety. Kahit anong aga ng project, kahit anong ganda ng profit or taas ng natipid, but if there are many people na namatay or na aksidente, mawawala yun. Magsa-stop yung work, magkakaroon ng mga records, ang dami pang mga legal. So, it's really tiresome and buhay yun. So, this subject hopefully will make you aware of the situation ninyo sa site. This may be a little part of the knowledge na matututunan nyo about safety, but safety is the most important because we're talking about life. It will start with a hazard, diba? Meron lang dyan balat ng saging or natapon na tubig or naka-excess na rebar. It's a hazard already. But it will have a risk, potential risk, and then wag naman sana, it will eventually cause an accident or even to death. So with that little act, na dahil alam natin na pwede yung maging hazard, it will be a big help. Okay? And now, moving forward, since alam naman natin yung mga tao na nandun sa site, alam na natin table organization, punta na tayo dito sa more technical side, which is the risk management process. Ano ba yan? Diba? Ibig sabihin, it's a process, it's something na paulit-ulit na ginagawa. And it talks about risk. And again, risk is not about accidents lang. It's an overall activity sa construction. So, how to mitigate risk? Kasi nga, yun nga yung iniiwasan natin sa site na ma-delay, may mamatay, malugi, di ba? So, first, we need to identify the risk. And then, to assess the risk. And then, to mitigate, hindi na natin siya hayaang ma-convert into something bad. And then, i-implement natin and i-monitor natin yung ginagawa nating risk mitigation. And then, i-review natin kung effective ba yung risk plan na ginawa natin. Kasi again, if not, balik tayo somewhere in the middle. Or from the start. Depende. Again, ang goal is to finish the project on time, within budget, and no loss of life. Meron tayong definition dito para lang mas maintindihan natin. So, for the identification of risk, it allows to create a comprehensive, sabihin, naiintindihan talaga, details-oriented, for a better project decision. We need to identify the risk kasi kung hindi natin alam in the first place ano ba yung potential na risk na ma-encounter sa site, pag nangyari na yun, magkakagulo talaga. Kumbaga, ika nga, hindi tayo naghanda sa isang tsunami. Pag nangyari yun, magpapanik tayo. And kapag nagpanik tayo, maaaring may mangyaring bad things, may mamatay or may loss of property. Unlike kapag alam natin na may potential risk of a tsunami, naghanda tayo. Something like that. Hindi man 100% maiwasan, hindi 100% yung impact. So, ganun siya ka-importante. Sana na iisip natin yun na by identifying risk, it's already a big thing. And then, i-assess natin siya. Ano ba yung impact niya sa project? Does it really matter? Or will it really matter someday? For example, yung budget. Kapag yung risk sa budget, hindi natin in-assess kung ano ba yung impact niya Diba? Sige, na-identify natin, hindi naman natin inalam kung ano yung impact. Sabihin natin, less lang siya na impact. Pero ang totoo, magkakos pala siya na mag-stop yung project. It's a big thing already. So, pangit yung resulta. Kaya ang gagawin natin, i-mitigate natin. After natin malaman na, malaki pala yung impact niya, anong mga steps yung gagawin natin? Para hindi man ma-zero yung effect, ma-lessen man lang natin yung negative impact. And sometimes, nakakalungkot kasi people deal with the situation kapag nandyan na. Hindi naman, I'm not saying na mag-overthink tayo in terms of safety. Pero it's better to be ready than not. Kasi again, sa construction, hindi to house living eh. It's a construction work and everyday may nangyayaring bago. Everyday iba't ibang activities yung ginagawa. And kapag may na-miss lang tayo doon, tas na-miss pa ng tao yung responsibility niya, maaaring ang may mangyaring hindi maganda. So, it's really an effort. And then, i-implement natin and i-monitor yung mga risk na na-identify natin. Everyday talaga yan. So, kung you would want to be a safety officer someday, it's really a responsibility. Okay? But syempre, ang advantage naman nun, kung maayos naman yung pag-implement mo ng mga rules and standards sa mga construction workers, sa mga engineers, sa buong project na hawak mo, wala ka namang problema. Ang mahirap lang kasi talaga, dumating yung time na magkakaproblema. Again, nag-risk manage ka. Okay? And then last, kung okay naman pala, edi walang problema, itutuloy lang yung process. But if along the way, may pwede pa palang i-improve or yun nga, may nangyari na nga aksidente, saan nagkulang? Saan nagkamali? Ika nga, diba? Ayan lang. So, being a person inside na involved with the safety, kailangan marunong tayo ng risk management process because it really helps a lot. From the identification of risk to reviewing kung ano ba yung naging effect or pwede pang improvement with the risk.